Welcome back
Welcome
to
back.
another episode of Flick Filter. I'm Big Diesel
I'm the professor.
and Gang.
Gang.
And today we didn't really have anything else, so we're going to basically name the top 5, because it's in the middle, it's almost the end of June. So.
Yeah. So we're doing a kind of like a look ahead episode.
Yeah, top 5 most anticipated movies of this, which you probably heard of most of these movies.
Yeah. Most anticipated movies for the
Rest of the
year, the second half of the year.
Yeah. So July through December.
Yeah.
Which there are certain movies that I saw on the list and I didn't know what they were. So some of the movies that I don't know aren't going to be on the list because I want to make sure I know I want to see a trailer. I want to know some news about it. So if I don't know anything, I'm not going to be anticipated.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of the movies with IPs. I'm not going to lie. Everything is a freaking IP, but...
You know why?
Yes, I know why.
Why is it?
Because it's a sure thing. It makes money, you know. But at the same time...
Well, not always a sure thing, but it's the least risky.
It's the least risky.
For the studios.
But you need risks.
You do.
Before something became an IP, it was a risk.
That's true. But what tends to happen, I don't want to get on a whole spiel.
Yeah, don't get on a whole spiel.
But what a lot of things happen, we've talked about this before, how people will adapt movies from books.
Yep.
And because they've shown that they've already have some sort of audience, especially in they adapt all kind of books. They adapt the YA, romance novels, dystopian. That was a whole era, like the 2000s to 2010s.
So, for example, what's that John David Washington movie?
Tenet?
No, it was recent.
Which one? Who else was in it?
I don't remember.
Well,
I've seen it, but
you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Malcolm and Marie? I don't know.
No, it was good. It was good.
Oh, you took The Creator.
The Creator, original concept.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not original concept, but not an IP. It was an original movie adaptation, and it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, certain things I don't feel like. There's also Gladiator 2, which I don't think Gladiator needs a second. So some things I feel like don't need a sequel. They stand on its own. They don't need another movie tied to it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times people with maybe Joker and the Batman were two people, Matt Reeves and Todd Phillips, were both. Once they made the Batman and the Joker, they were like, yeah, this is it. We're not going to make another movie. But as soon as it made a lot of money, they're like, oh yeah, let's do one. Either you're going to not make a sequel, or don't let money dictate what you're going to do. If you don't have a good story to go off of, and it doesn't need a sequel, don't do a sequel just because you feel like it's going to make money.
True. I think with the Batman, there was always a plan for a sequel, because even the way it ended, it kind of teased that there was going to be more.
It was open-ended, yes. To leave it open,
I think there were plans to make more, even if maybe he wasn't the one. But I thought from whenever he made the first one, there was always a plan for a trilogy. Now with Joker, I think that was just supposed to be a one-off.
Yeah, that
wasn't supposed to be.
But I remember Matt Reeves saying how he only wanted to do one. Same thing with Robert Pattinson. I may be mistaken, or
Interesting.
maybe getting the Joker mixed up with
Yeah.
the Batman, but I thought it was both from.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. But yeah, Joker definitely was. It was supposed to be one and done,
Yeah.
and as soon as it made money, oh yeah, we're and now all of a sudden this is supposed to be a so-called musical. I don't think it's gonna be a full musical, but
Hope so.
anyways, this is our top 5. So some things that you may not know.
Yep.
If we missed something that we did not say, put it in the comments below, and we'll check it out in a trailer on it, and see if it interests us. Maybe
All
something. So, yeah. Anyways, so I'll start.
Okay.
Fucking up.
Pick your number 5.
We're going there.
Or
Five.
you don't have to.
5 on down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Countdown.
Countdown. Okay. All right. So this is crazy. So I did it in like order of when they're coming out. They're not in that kind of order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can, with however you want.
Let's talk about the stuff that's coming in first, and then.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. My order, I don't even know what's coming in what order. But
Yeah, and I don't know what the dates are. I did not write those down, but you can always look it up.
all right, then we'll kind of
Spitball.
yeah.
So, twins, twisters.
Okay.
So I'm definitely a '90s baby. Remember Twister. Definitely remember the Universal ride as well.
That was a fun ride.
Yeah. Even though the movie rides are kind of like, I feel like aren't real roller coasters.
Yeah,
but
they're kind of dated too
Yeah.
for a lot of them.
they're mostly for kids to promote the movies, but some of them be good. Some of them
Yeah.
be really good.
Some of
And
them are good.
don't sleep on Islands of Adventure. Definitely better than Six Flags, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Twisters, another one where I feel like should not need another one. You don't need a sequel to another one. It's kind of like the Top Gun. They're like Top Gun. Probably I didn't watch the first one, but because Top Gun Maverick, now they're looking at other '90s films or '80s films that don't have a sequel that maybe they can do a sequel to. Sometimes you need to leave them alone. But I'm not going to act like I'm not
Excited? Interested?
not even excited but interested in this movie. Just because what's his name? Glenn Powell. Yes, I really liked him. Speaking of Top Gun Maverick, yeah, I think he's a great actor. I've been liking everything he's been on. Yeah, look up what when that comes out.
Oh.
Twisters.
As I'm looking up, keep talking.
Yeah, but yeah, that's. I think one of the girls in the second one. I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Cause Meg Ryan and somebody else is in.
Meg Ryan was in Top Gun. Twisters comes out July 19th.
July 19th. So put that on the schedule. Somebody was in. I can't remember who, but I don't think
Helen
it's
Hunt
Helen Hunt. So
and Bill Paxton.
and Bill Paxton. They dropped off the face of there.
Well, Bill Paxton passed away.
Did he?
Yeah.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace. Rest in peace. But anyways, yeah, they got me interested just because of Glenn Powell. I'm not gonna lie. He's a charming guy, and it feels like they got a good story to come. It's piqued my interest, I'll say. But yeah, might not want to stay on here. Well,
Yeah, my bad.
but yeah, so I'm interested in this
Yeah.
even slightly. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I know we talked about it right beforehand, and I still forgot to put it on my list. So
what?
Twisters, it would have been
Oh,
on my
yeah.
list if I
It's
had
all good.
forgotten. But
It's all good.
that
I
means
said
we just
it,
get
so.
to talk about more stuff.
Right. So you?
So for me, I put this is a pretty big one. Deadpool
Yep.
and Wolverine.
That's on mine. So
Yeah. Yeah, so Bill can talk about it.
yeah,
so,
we can both talk about it.
So yeah, so it's the solo or the one MCU movie coming out this year. It's kind of going to be kind of another reset for
When does it come out?
the MCU. It comes out July. I forgot the date, but July.
I'll look it up
Um,
while you talk.
but yeah, so Deadpool, Wolverine. It's essentially somewhat of a multiversal movie in a sense. Like, I actually don't know the plot as well as DJ does because I've kind of, even though I've seen the trailers, but I know
trying to keep.
I'm trying
Yeah.
not to spoil
Yeah.
myself in terms of what's going to happen because I know there's been a lot of speculation and I think maybe potential leaks as well of the plot. A lot of stuff. Marvel always has leaks, so I try to like stay off of that because I always spoil myself.
Yep.
With movies and
July
shows.
25th.
Oh, okay. So week after Twisters. So yeah, that's coming up in about a month, a little over a month. So that should be really fun. But yeah, Wolverine. I mean, Hugh Jackman, classic. He's been Wolverine for 25 years at this point. Last saw him in Logan. I don't know. Did he make another appearance after Logan? So yeah, it's been a while since we've seen him as Wolverine, and of course we got Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds has been Deadpool the last few years. He's kind of been I feel like Deadpool has kind of taken on Ryan Reynolds' persona. Like people associate him.
Yeah.
People associate Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you put those two together, it definitely should be a fun movie, pretty solid. Definitely looking forward to the cameos, seeing who they pull out from previous Marvel movies and what future Marvel characters they're gonna bring in as well. But yeah, definitely interested to see how they close this chapter of the MCU because there's been a lot of ups and downs the last few years, I'll say. But I definitely want to be more on the positive side and hope for the best. But with it being the one movie they have for the year, I feel like they're probably pretty confident in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my picks.
So mine is also Deadpool and Wolverine. It's the next one after Twisters, as he just said. My thing is with No Way Home. I know a lot of people liked it because of Toby and Andrew. But my thing is with that movie and a lot of the other MCU type, they've been using the cameos as kind of bait to get people to come in. A good example is Multiverse of Madness. I feel like, and they share too much. They show too much in the trailers and the promotions.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people are just going to take pictures when you're just like out filming.
Yeah.
I get that. But my thing is like, I don't want to know too much. Now I do know some stuff, but I'm still kind of trying to keep an open mind and I don't know everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I did hear about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want this to just be Cameo City.
Mm-hmm.
Just all about the cameos.
For
and
sure.
yes, like Deadpool, you don't need any big plot.
Yeah. Deadpool.
Excuse me. But yeah, I still feel like if it's got a good enough story
Mm-hmm.
and the jokes land it should be good. Now that it's in the MCU, because before it was in Fox, so you get to like make fun of Kevin Feige now and all of the crap that's been going on. He's gonna have fun just ripping everything to shreds. The MCU, the Fox buyout.
Yeah.
He's gonna mention a lot of stuff.
And it's the first. My bad, for interrupting. It's the first MCU movie that's rated R. I think.
Yep, that too. That too. But aside from that, I think I just hope it's gonna be good. Like you said, it seems like they got, they got faith in it. So we'll see what happens
For sure.
next.
Next one. My next one is Joker Folie à Deux. So.
Yep, that's my next one.
Oh, crazy. Crazy.
Back to back.
Back to back. So with Joker, I was very mixed on the first Joker. I know a lot of people loved it. They said it was like, some people said it was like, one of the best movies of the
A
year.
masterpiece.
Yeah. I feel like it was.
Remind you that we did a review on
We
it.
did do a review on it. It's crazy. That was one of the first reviews I think I did with the channel. But yeah, I thought the first Joker was fine.
Go check out the review.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it on the channel. I thought it was fun. I thought it was carried by Joaquin Phoenix's performance. And it looked like the actual cinematography and the look of the film was very good. But it also felt kind of shallow in a sense, or like almost like fake deep. Like it was almost like trying to be deeper than it really should be.
Well, it
Yeah.
was trying to pull from different types of movies.
Yeah, it was definitely pulling from like
Taxi Driver, yeah.
The King of Comedy, both Martin Scorsese movies, which I think I feel like they asked Scorsese if they wanted if he was gonna make a superhero movie, it wouldn't be a Marvel, it would be in the DC universe, but he would never make a DC movie. But anyway, back to
Martin
Joker.
Scorsese's been talking crap about superhero movies, so
Yeah.
I doubt that. I don't know where you got that from. But
I think it was they had asked him years ago to make a DC movie, and I think it was either going to be Superman or something. I might be making that up, but he was never. I don't think he ever was like seriously going to do it. But I think it was like if he was going to make one, then it would be something in the DC universe. But he actually wasn't really going to make one.
Yeah, he's been talking so much crap about superhero movies. It's like,
Yeah, because he's saying that it's not real. It's not actual cinema. It's like a theme park ride.
oh my gosh.
Which he does. It is kind of, for the most part, he is kind of right.
But my
most-
thing
for
is, let people like what they like.
He's not even saying that they're bad. They're just saying you can't compare those movies to like the classic movies where of the 70s, like they're just not comparable. And I don't think he's saying that they're bad, but he's saying that they're just not for him. And I feel like people kind of twist his words to make it seem like he's saying something that he never actually said. And because also he's older, so a lot of what he's gonna say is gonna sound like it's gonna sound kind of bad because he's not gonna mince his words to spare people's feelings. Whereas I feel like when people are fans of certain things, then if somebody's not praising it, then it's gonna sound like hate. But I feel like for him, he's just not interested in it, and I think people kind of dig into it a little too much.
No, I think my problem with it is it's not the fact that he doesn't like it. Hey, everything's not for everybody. I get that, but at the same time, he sounds like pretentious, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's always bringing it up.
I don't think he
It's
is always.
it's not like one time he'll mention it or it's multiple times he'll say something snide about it, and it's just like, okay, you said it once. Just
How many times has he brought it up?
Can't remember. It's too many times.
I think it's people. I think it's people that are asking him certain things, and then that's why it gets brought up again. Like I don't think it's him just randomly saying, telling people, you know, I don't like those superhero movies. I don't think it's like that. I think people are trying to bait it out of him because they know it's gonna stir up controversy.
I guess. But we're getting off topic.
We are. Joker 2, sequel to Joker. The first one I thought was okay. But yeah, it definitely had like certain issues with it, and I felt like people kind of hyped it up to being a movie that it really wasn't in terms of like I think a lot of certain fans who can kind of relate to the character of Arthur Fleck in a sense, or even like not even relate to him, but I think it's almost like they want to relate to him, even though I'm like, how can y'all relate to this guy? Not saying that there aren't people out there like that who are like lonely and isolated, but I think there are other movies that have that similar message that just do it in a better way, and it felt, I don't know, I just wasn't the biggest fan, but I am more excited about this one, the sequel, because I think adding Lady Gaga makes it a lot more interesting, and also the trailer did look good, and I think the fact that it is a musical to an extent does create a little bit more interest for me because of the fact that when I'm watching a musical, I'm watching something that it kind of takes me out of it in a positive way, in the sense of like, oh, this isn't as serious to me as like, oh, if this were just a sequel with Lady Gaga and they were just, you know, running around New York doing crazy stuff, then it's like what are we doing here? But the fact that it being a musical makes it actually feel more like what it should be, even if it is still dark, even if it does have a similar tone as the first one. But I feel like if they lean more into a level of, I don't know, surrealism or a kind of ridiculousness in these characters, not to say that they're totally ridiculous, but like I think that a musical actually fits this type of story in a way.
So to clarify, it's not. I don't think it's Wonka musical.
Okay.
It's. I feel like you can tell by the trailer. There's certain parts that are going to be music in them.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, like, you can tell by certain scenes. Of course, it was a musical, or it was building up to a musical, but it's not like Wonka had music all over the place as a musical. It's always, you know, music in them.
Yeah.
In almost every other scene. Mm-hmm. But I think they're going to be cleverly placed musical segments in there to explain, you know, kind of what else is going on in his head or whatever.
Yeah.
When he's kind of dreaming about Lady Gaga or dreaming about this or dreaming about that. Yeah. So it's kind of like the first one, spoiler alert, like a lot of the stuff was in his head, you know, so you don't know what's in his head and what's not in his head.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, and maybe the musical is, when it's a musical, it's clear that he's dreaming about it. So yeah. I don't think it's a straight up musical, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So there is going to be music in him, but I still think it's going to be a good balance. We'll see how much of a balance it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Folie à Deux, I do think it looks good. We'll see. I do think Lady Gaga as an actress is just as good as she is a singer and a performer. Yeah. So I think this is gonna be very interesting.
Same.
So we'll just see. I'm intrigued.
Me too.
I'll say. I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I'm just wondering what they're doing with it, and why did they feel like they needed a second a second story to tell this.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that the first one made money.
Yeah.
Was there like a good story to go along with this? Does it flow? Does it flow from the first one to the second one kind of coherently, or does it feel like it's like out, out there,
Yeah.
So I want it to flow kind of in the same path.
Gotcha. Yeah. Dang, I was gonna say something else. Oh, I think that. About music. It was what you said about musicals. Yeah, they recently had the Tony Awards, and I realized I don't think I've ever actually watched the Tonys, but I am impressed with just how many great musicals there are out there, and the fact that I haven't seen so many, and that I do want to get into a lot more. So hopefully, even if this isn't a straight up musical, maybe it'll get people that weren't into musicals interested in them. Maybe not, because I don't think there's a lot of an overlap between Joker fans and people that like musicals. But maybe there is. You never know. Some people like a lot of different things.
Yep.
I do like musicals. I just not as well versed in them as I am in other forms of media. But I do enjoy a good musical.
Gotcha. So what's your next one? I'm
Next
pretty
one?
sure our next ones are not going to be the same.
Yeah, this one is Gladiator 2.
Yeah, definitely not.
So this is a sequel to Gladiator that came out, I think, in 2000, starring Russell Crowe. Joaquin Phoenix was also in this one. He was the villain.
Yep.
But yeah, Gladiator, a classic. I think it won Best Picture that year.
No spoilers.
All right.
Because I hadn't seen it.
I won't tell you what happens, but yeah, it's a great. Classic. Action war drama. Has some of the most classic lines of that era.
And I do like me some Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he's a great.
Except for what they did in Love and Thunder. Let's not talk about that.
You brought it up, not me.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But yeah, so Gladiator 2, it's a sequel that nobody really asked for. I'm not gonna lie, but I was impressed by
Denzel Washington.
and the cast that's going to be involved. Denzel, of course, you already mentioned that. I don't know why he's hating.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying, out of everybody, there's some good people in there, but you only mentioned Denzel.
And I also mentioned Paul Mescal, but you don't even know who that is.
Nope. But I know some other people are in there.
Who else is in there?
Can't remember.
Is Barry Keoghan in there?
Yes, actually he is, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I was like, because sometimes I'll just put an actor in a movie even though he's not actually in there, but I think he is in there. And somebody else is also in there that's not coming to mind, but I am interested to see what they do with the story because it really didn't need a sequel. But,
if here's the thing I will give to Denzel, since you think I'm such a hater. It had to be a good story for Denzel to sign up for it.
True.
I will say that.
But I will also say, even if something isn't a great story, Denzel elevates it. He can take an average movie and make it a good movie, and then he can take a good movie and make it a great movie. Where I feel like he has that ability where he's not the only actor that has that ability, but to me, he's the first actor that comes to mind where it's he always elevates a movie above what it is just at its base level.
I'm kind of ready because now that Equalizer 3 is over, which that was a good ending to a good trilogy.
Didn't see it. Still need to.
See? Yeah, you definitely need to. But it was very good. It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
But I want to see him do other things. I think he was at his greatest when he was doing different things and not one an IP or whatever,
he did what, the tragedy of Macbeth a couple years ago.
I didn't see that one.
That was on. It's on Apple. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got that. But anyways, like he was always doing different things, and it was never like something than a sequel. Like it was always like one different project, then another different project, then another different project. Like he never did like the same thing, the same role over and over again, except for Equalizer. So I'm kind of tired out of the Equalizer and all those kind of. Give me something more because I feel like Denzel Washington is a greater actor than just being in some action film.
I agree.
Just a John Wick type action film.
Yeah, I agree.
So, anyways.
Yeah, Gladiator 2 coming out this year.
Oh, man.
Your next one.
Yep, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
All right.
So, if you didn't see the second one, spoiler alert. But basically, at the end of that, you know, Knuckles and Tails meet Sonic, and of course, Sonic and Knuckles were, you know, fighting, but it was mostly because Dr. Robotnik was kind of using Knuckles to kind of
As a pawn.
yeah, as a pawn, pretty much. So they kind of made up at the end. But then at the very end, it shows Shadow. If you know anything about the Sonic, Shadow is a really big character.
Yeah.
They even got a new video game, which you probably know nothing about, but
Dang.
Sonic Generations, where you get to play as Sonic and Shadow.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's a new game?
It's coming out.
Oh.
I don't know when it's coming out, but I just saw gameplay for it
Mhm.
recently. It looks dope. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Keanu Reeves is
Yes, good
supposedly playing the voice of Shadow.
Good boy.
And then I think there's some other people in it. I can't remember. I can't put... Because I think Rouge is supposed to be in it, and maybe some other people. But if you know anything about Shadow's origin story, you know what kind of characters should be popping up. But yeah, and then Jim Carrey coming back. My only thing is with these Sonic movies, same thing with the Godzilla movies, which you need to see that. It's on DVD.
Yeah.
Call. Like we don't care about the human characters.
Nah.
We come here for Sonic and the other characters. The only human character I need is Robotnik. Everybody else,
Is he even human?
he is human.
Interesting.
But they're gonna, I think in this one, they're gonna make him more like his video game counterpart a little more. But
Okay.
we'll see what that looks like. But
So you're basically saying we don't need James Marsden?
nope.
We don't, honestly. No offense to James Marsden.
I mean, we can have the girl. I'll take the girl.
Alright. Alright, DJ.
She can break up with him.
Okay.
But no, in all seriousness, I don't think the Knuckles TV show did very good. So, yeah, if you're gonna do spin-offs, you gotta do it right, is my thing. That's the thing about growing these worlds, is you gotta know what you're doing. And you gotta have a distinct plan. You can't just have one thing after another and just trying to spitball these random things out and see what catches. The MCU's been doing that these last phases, and it hasn't gotten them up.
Yeah.
They do better when it's all planned out and successfully, like, strategically planned.
True.
You know, where you know where it's going. You have a big, long, drawn-out plan. So,
Yeah.
um,
What I will say though is, with using the MCU as an example, just because they're the easiest example to point to. Like, not everything, like everything seems like, oh yeah, we had this full out plan for like 10 years. Not everything was like they didn't know everything was going to work initially. Yeah. So certain things, like of course they wanted to get to the Infinity Saga, but like they didn't know the first Iron Man was going to work. They didn't know Cap was going to work. They didn't know like the first Avengers movie was going to work. That had to work for them to get to Infinity War and Endgame. Like, so a lot of things, and I think they even explained this in the MCU book that came out either this year or last year. It was very comprehensive, that kind of just chronicled the whole period of the Infinity Saga. And I didn't read it, but I am interested to read it. Like, a lot of things that worked out for Marvel were kind of accidents. Like Robert Downey Jr., that was a miracle that they were able to get him for so cheap and then kind of build their franchise off of him. And then other things that kind of happened in succession were kind of these like fortunate things that just turned out for them. And then yes, there was a plan and a vision, but a lot of things had to work out for certain things to even take place. So I think for how other franchises, I think they try to copy just the success of a Marvel, of an MCU, or even of like other franchises that worked in the past. But a lot of things worked out that were almost by accident. But at the same time, there's still certain principles that you can apply to whatever like story that you're trying to tell. I think you should just try to tell the best story that you can for each individual movie, because you don't know if you're going to get a next one. You can try to set things. You should know, if you want a trilogy or if you want an interconnected universe, you should have in your mind like, oh yeah, this would be cool to do this or this would be cool to do that. But I think when you focus on making each movie or each project the best it possibly can be, that will yield the best success. Even taking like Barbie as an example, like they didn't know that it was gonna be as successful as it was, and
I wouldn't be surprised if they were spin-off.
They're probably going to, but the thing is that wasn't the plan when they were making Barbie. They were just trying to make the best possible movie, and they didn't even think that. Like I think when Greta Gerwig made it, I know I've been on a rant, but they're a little bit. But they didn't. They made it in a way that was almost like, oh, I don't think they're going to let us get away with making this, especially because they made fun of Mattel and they made fun of like the corporations and stuff. And they're like, they actually got to make the movie that they wanted to make. So that's just my thing. Just make the thing you're trying to make and make it the best that you can. Perfect. Anywho, I'm done.
You're not done.
Well, I'm not done.
Because you got to do your...
Oh, the next one? Yeah. Now?
Yeah, because I did Sonic.
Oh, dang. I was...
Sleep.
Not sleep, but I thought you had something else next.
Nope.
All right, so my next one is Mufasa, the Lion King. Yeah. Yep.
Wait.
I know.
Wait. Lord of the Rings?
You buried... You spoiled it.
Spoiled it.
Why did you...
Because we only did 5.
What was the first one I did? I did Deadpool, Joker, Gladiator 2. This is Mufasa. This is number 4.
Oops. My bad. Because I'm on 5. Okay.
Because I think we had... Is it because we had overlap? Wait, which... Now I'm confused. What was the first one I said? I don't remember.
It wasn't Deadpool.
My first one wasn't Deadpool?
I don't think Wolverine? So. I don't remember.
I think yours was... Oh, man. Dang.
Because my second one was Deadpool and Wolverine. I guess because I started off...
You started off.
Oh, yeah.
I said Deadpool, Wolverine as my
first. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I messed up. Oh, well. It's cool.
It's all good.
It's not a big spoiler.
It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully y'all are still watching. If
they
not,
just clicked off.
Yeah, they just left. It's all good. Mufasa, the Lion King.
This anyway.
Dang, bro, y'all. Okay, fine. Mufasa, The Lion King, which is a prequel to the 2019 Lion King, which is a live adaptation of the 1994 Lion King, which really the 2019 Lion King isn't really live action, but they just call it live action. It's a pet peeve of mine, I know, but it's not really.
It's not really important.
It's
No.
not really important, but like
it
nothing is
bothers
nothing is really live action about it. They're all
It's
animated.
all good. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all animated, but it just
You know what we mean.
realistic.
It doesn't matter what you call it. Keep going.
See if it. See, we're gonna,
Keep
it's
going.
gonna come back to. It's gonna come back to bite you.
You know.
2019 Lion King. Yeah, it made a lot of money. It did make a lot of money. A lot of
Which
money.
is probably why they're doing.
Of
something
course,
else,
of course.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. There's a common theme in these movies that we're talking about. Yeah, I wish I had a list of like smaller, more independent type movies.
Most of the movies that were probably smaller are. What we're gonna do is do the honorable mentions one.
But even
and
those
just-
aren't really that small to be. Well, there's a couple.
No, I mean the ones that we don't know.
Yeah.
We might have to watch a trailer and look it up.
Yeah.
And I guess make a video out of that.
Yeah.
So
There's certain movies that are like, oh, this might be Oscar bait or this might get Oscar buzz later in the year.
yeah.
Anywho, I'm gonna get back to Mufasa.
Yeah.
So Mufasa, it's directed by Barry Jenkins. Hopefully, y'all know who he is. He directed this guy.
I'm just being real. I don't know.
He directed Moonlight.
I didn't watch it.
I know. He also directed If Beale Street Could Talk.
Is it in HBO? It's on Max.
It's somewhere. I don't know where it is.
I gotta look it up.
Um,
I've always wanted to watch Moonlight. I just never got a chance.
yeah, it's good. Good. If Beale Street Could Talk, he also directed that. And then he also did the series The Underground Railroad, which is on Prime.
Yep,
So
not
this is his
watching
first
that one.
movie. This is his first movie in quite some many years. He's been working on Underground Railroad took him some years, and then this project's also taken
Did you watch that
some
one?
years. I did watch it.
What'd you think?
I thought it was very good, very heavy subject matter because it's dealing directly with that
Yeah.
time period. But it's kind of almost like an alternate history, as if like the Underground Railroad was an actual railroad, which that does add a level of interest to it. But it is very heavy, very beautifully shot and acted and directed. But it's also something where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to watch this again.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a good story. At the same time, I'm like,
I hate
Oh.
being like that too, especially when it comes to like this is important stuff in history, like whether
Yeah.
it's segregation or whether it's slavery, which is important. It's important for us as minorities, as black men, to know about this stuff.
yeah,
But because there's so many movies about them, so you feel like you're getting knocked over the head with it, or
Yeah.
they're just so heavy, and when you see one, like you're mad at the world. You're mad that this stuff has happened to these kind of people,
yeah,
and why did this happen to this group of people? Why did it have to be us? Like, it angers you, and it. For me, when I watch a movie, I want to be entertained, I guess. And
yeah,
when I deal with stuff that's heavy or dark or whatever you want to call it, I'm already dealing with a lot of darkness.
yeah.
So
No,
it's
I
like-
feel that.
So at one part, I'm like, man, this is very important. I should probably watch it, but then I'm just like, nah, I want to watch something, with explosions and stuff.
Yeah,
Which
explosions and whatnot.
I feel bad about that, but
No, I don't think you should feel bad about that. Everybody, they want different things out of the stuff that they watch. So I don't think you should feel guilty for that. But yeah, Mufasa. It's a prequel. It's, Mufasa. He's the
you
father
keep
of Simba.
reiterating.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know Mufasa, because it's like, but I do think it's interesting in that the way the movie's framed is like I think Simba is telling the story of Mufasa to his daughter Kiara, who, if y'all know, if y'all seen Lion King 2, Kiara is Simba's daughter. She was in, the main character in Lion King 2, her and Kovu. So it will be interesting to see if Mufasa is just strictly a prequel, or if they'll also do like some sort of like sequel as well. If they'll also just kind of do the Lion King thing. Also will tell the Lion King 2 story in addition. I'm really not sure what it's going to be like.
is it gonna be singing?
It's probably going to be music, of course. I mean,
But
it's a
there's
Disney
not.
movie.
Yeah, but there's not actually any original music. Is what.
I don't know. I mean, they did create some original songs for the Lion King movie that came out in 2019, but
Because it already had music.
and they did,
Yeah.
they
Tagged to it.
yeah.
This is something that there's no cartoon.
Well, this because Mufasa is
Because
an
they only
original
did,
story.
yeah, they only did sequels.
Yeah. Now they could pull from some music that was in the Lion King 2. That was they had some fire music also.
Yeah, but I would keep that in the Lion King too.
Yeah. You never know. Oh, Blue Ivy, she's gonna be in it. She's gonna be in it. Carry the legacy. This man is not impressed. We can move on.
Here's the thing. It's not even about that. I am a fan of the original stuff, the cartoons. So
for sure.
I feel like everything with the live adaptation or live action, whatever you want to call it, it don't matter. It's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
It's been hit or miss. There's been some stuff, but for the most part, Lion King is my favorite Disney movie of all time. And I wanted this live adaptation, whatever you want to call it, I wanted it to be good.
Yeah.
And the fact that I didn't like it really made me mad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to like movies. I want to like certain movies, but it's like when I don't like a certain movie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
For sure.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, because you're going to go see it, I'm going to have to see it. But, so I'm just hoping I'm going to enjoy it. Because I did not enjoy the last one. So, I'm just like, Disney too. Get new material. I know this is a prequel, but I'm pretty sure that's because all Disney stories are based on folklore and stuff like that. So I'm sure they're taking it from a story that's probably written. But yeah, what are you looking at?
Nothing. It's keep going.
But anyways, I think, what's wrong with making new cartoons? Making new Disney cartoons instead of just adapting the older cartoons.
They did Wish this past year. People didn't like it.
People didn't like it.
They do try new stuff. The Wish, I think there was a combination of things that people didn't like about it. I think it was the story that people mostly complained about. I didn't see it yet, but
Disney, do something different. That's all I'm saying. Throwing that there. Do something different. But anywho, Nosferatu.
Ooh, I didn't know you was gonna put that one on there. Okay,
yep.
I'm impressed.
Crazy. Yeah. So if you don't know anything about Nosferatu, he was in SpongeBob.
Nosferatu.
Yep. But,
somebody should have had the lights flicker on. That would be so funny.
It'd mess up the video though.
It would.
But anyways, yeah, I'm interested in seeing what they do with this. Are they gonna make it? Because if you know, he's a vampire. So it's another Dracula thing. Will they make it very serious, or like how they're gonna make it? Is it gonna be black and white like the old ones were? So it's gonna be interesting on how they do it. So that's all I really got to say. But you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. We spoiled your last one. I'm sorry.
So good. We can talk about Nosferatu some more. I mean, I don't know.
I don't
say,
know
because I don't know
yeah.
much about him. I mean, it's being made by Robert Eggers, who, if y'all know, he made The Witch that had Anya Taylor-Joy. He also made The Lighthouse. Huh? The Witch. That was like his first, or maybe his first movie that we know
check
about.
that out. I like Anya.
Yeah, she was good in it. Well, I only saw part of it.
Was it a horror?
Yeah. The Lighthouse, which also is Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe.
Yep.
That was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. That was a weird movie. It was very strange.
Was it good, weird, or?
It got a lot of acclaim, but it was. I wouldn't say it was my type of movie. I can't say it was bad, but it was. I feel like it deserves at least a rewatch, but it was. I ain't gonna lie. It was weird. It was weird because it was very like one location. And they're both kind of these two men that are kind of going crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's kind of the plot. It was weird, man. It was weird.
Gotcha.
Some people loved it, and I thought it was
weird.
Yeah,
weird.
I don't know. I don't have a better word to describe than that. And then he also did The Northman a couple years ago.
Heat.
That was really good.
Heat.
So, yeah,
Anya was in that one too.
Yep. She was.
I loved Northman.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. It was definitely different than I expected it to be.
We may need to do a movie review.
I thought we did. Did we not do a review?
If we did, it's already pre-recorded that we have never dropped that Mr. Bibbs got. Speaking of which, we will drop those. We will drop those.
The Secret Vault.
The vault. The vault.
Digging back to the.
But anyways, what's your last movie that we don't know about?
The last movie that we don't know about is. Drum roll, please. The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
This was a movie, so.
Crazy. Honestly.
So where is this in the...
Don't ask me where it takes place, because I'm not even 100% sure. It is set before the trilogy.
But in between the... They're doing the Star Wars thing, aren't they?
It is... I don't know how to describe it.
They're not doing the Star Wars thing to where they have the original trilogy and then you got the prequels and then...
I don't think it's going to be like a prequel trilogy. So in this description, it's
The Hobbit is the prequel trilogy.
Oh, well...
So then you're going to...
have other, like... I mean, they are kind of building out the universe in a sense. I mean, you've got the Amazon Prime series, which... I think what they're doing is a lot of different projects that are just kind of standalone in a sense. Like, this movie seems kind of like a standalone thing. I don't know if they're going to make a sequel to this movie. It's funny that we're talking about it and we're already talking about sequels when you can't even just get the movie out first.
Right, yeah.
But that's just how we're conditioned to as fans of
But
movies.
what is this one about?
So, the King of Rohan, Helm, Hammerhead, the legendary battle which helped shape Middle Earth, leading into the events of Lord of the Rings. So I don't actually know too much about the war, to be honest.
You kind of went really fast. I don't think people.
So it's a war that was set years before the events of Lord of the Rings. It features the mighty King of Rohan, Helm, Hammerhand, and a legendary battle which helped shape Middle Earth, leading into the events of the Lord of the Rings. It's very vague, but I'm kind of glad it's.
Is it live action or?
No, it's animated.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's animated. It looks kind of like anime, the way that from the.
And this is in theaters?
Yeah, it's gonna be a theatrical movie.
Huh.
Yeah,
Cool.
this is the first.
We may need to check that out. That might be my
I don't know
honorable
if this is
mentions.
if it's gonna actually look like this or not, but this is
Gotcha.
what it was. Some images that I've seen, because some stuff can be like AI generated type
Ugh.
stuff. I'm not saying this is, but you
Yeah.
never know. So that is my most anticipated probably for the rest of this year, unless there's something else I just completely forgot to mention.
Yeah, we'll go through it and try to look at the trailers for the rest of them and see if we can cobble together another video. Through it.
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments if we missed something.
Then I do have my honorable mentions that I just want to
Yeah, good. Do
roll
it.
off real quick. So Wicked, that's coming out I think around November. Of course, that's one of the biggest musicals out right now. It's going to be starring Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah.
I forgot who else, but that Wicked. Not much more I should say about that.
Yeah.
Then what else? Legend of the White Dragon. This was a smaller project that probably not too many people know about. If you're familiar with Jason David Frank, he played Tommy, the original Green Ranger, Power Ranger.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Probably the most well-known Power Ranger of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's hard to believe he passed.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
This year will make 2 years. I think it was around November, either October, November of last year. I don't remember exactly when, but yeah, or not last year, but the year before. But yeah, it was really sad. But he did do one final project before he passed, and they've been trying to, get it out there to the public. I think they had to still edit it and everything,
Gotcha.
but it is set to come out sometime this year.
In live action.
Yeah, I think it should be live action, from my understanding.
Cool.
And then also, we talked about this briefly, Alien Romulus. I saw the trailer for it.
It
looked
looked
really
creepy.
good.
It looked good, but creepy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't
It looked
stand
crazy.
the little face huggers.
I feel like,
But a lot of people are talking about how looks like the older stuff. So
yeah,
it kind of went all over the place. It's hit or miss in some places. Like I know a lot of people don't like Prometheus, but
I thought Prometheus. So thinking back to just trailers specifically, at the time, Prometheus was one of the in my opinion, one of the best trailers I've seen. I don't know why I was so interested in the movie because of the trailer. It just felt like it had this epic feel, and I really remember the voiceover narration and just the visuals, and I was like, man, this looks like the coolest movie ever. And then I did see the movie, and it was cool. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't I felt like the trailer made it seem like it was about to be the greatest movie ever. But I think that just goes to show how the movies in the Alien universe, they have that sense of dread, but also you're just interested. For me, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen, even though I pretty much know oh yeah, this is gonna go terribly for all of y'all.
also that goes to show that you can't judge everything by a trailer. Just because you didn't like a trailer doesn't mean you won't like the movie, and vice versa. Just because you like the trailer doesn't mean you'll like the movie.
That's a good point.
So it's if you go based off of if you like the trailer or not, probably shouldn't do that. Because the majority of the time you're pretty much wrong.
True. But some trailers, I will say, because I do think some trailers can do a good job in just getting you interested in the movie. If you had no interest in a movie, or you were unfamiliar with the movie, then a good trailer can definitely get you your seat in the theater. But at this point, I don't know. I don't want to rant on it too long, but it's at this point, sometimes I think trailers are a little unnecessary if you're already familiar with the movie. If you were gonna see the movie anyway, And sometimes a trailer can almost ruin things for you because they can give away.
Definitely with
too
Marvel
much.
or DC or some of them big people who like to have like 3 trailers, which I feel like certain movies, all I need is 1 trailer.
True. Yeah.
Maybe a teaser
Mm-hmm.
and another trailer.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
You don't need any more.
But again, they're trying to get as many people into the theater, so they got to market as much as they can because like for me, sometimes there's certain movies where I'll see a trailer and it'll end up being like, oh, this trailer was from like 2-3 months ago. And I'm like, how did I miss this? But it goes to show like not everything is necessarily marketed to every person, and they're trying to get as many eyes on whatever they can so that they get butts in the seats.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I smell it.
So yeah, that's.
Those are our top 5.
Yep.
So, post your comments down below. Let us know what was your favorite one that we mentioned. And if we missed something, put it in the comments below.
Yep. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. Put it in out there.
Out there. And do the thing. Comment, like,
share,
subscribe.
Turn your notifications on.
Turn your notifications on. Yes. Tell your friends, family, all that good stuff.
Your cousin, your dog.
Yep. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, so please be. We might have to do something special once we get to 100.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anytime we hit some groundbreaking mark. But, yeah, and talk to us in the comments, man. We like to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just ask us anything you want, and maybe one day we can do a Q&A. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I tried to do a live on Father's Day, but I think everybody was too busy, so I was kind of bored at home. So
that's cool.
But yeah. Oh yeah, and follow us on socials.
Yep, follow us.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, y'all. Y'all be safe out here.
Yep. All right, man.
Peace.